Greetings. This is a short video introducing the research project for English 102, 103, and 105. We've been working in Writing Lab 1. In Writing Lab 1, we prepared a concept essay and began our investigation of concepts. In Writing Lab 2 and Writing Lab 3, we'll be working on a research project. In Writing Lab 2, you have the assignment for the research project. You scroll down, it will be right here. If you click on it, you'll get this document. So this is what I'm calling a transdisciplinary writing lab, where we're writing in different disciplines. In 102, we're looking across the academic disciplines. 103, we're focusing on the sciences. 105, we're focusing on the social sciences. But this research project, which I'm working on in these three different classes, it's the same. It's the basic assignment. So the research project is a critical review of the scholarly literature and also related media on an issue. And let's use as an example an issue that's in the news today of COVID-19 and herd immunity. Maybe if you've been following this in the media or social media, you'll know that some people are talking about, is herd immunity a good way to combat the virus? This is very controversial. Because of the human cost, the cost of human life that would come from it. But there are different ways to achieve herd immunity. And so we might like to know, what do the public health experts think? What do medical scientists think? Scientific researchers think? In the social sciences, public health experts, others who track these issues. And then even across the humanities and other areas, where are the debates about medical ethics? Where are the debates about this issue across all areas of not only scholarship, but of human life in general? Because if I log into social media and my uncle has posted something, how do I know what he's saying is any good? If a friend shares a video or a news item with me, how do I know it's any good? So our project is organized in order for us to understand what would the truth about herd immunity, or really any issue that we've identified, how am I going to know I have good information? So this project is meant to kind of give us some structure for that. So as a critical review of the scholarly literature and related media on an issue, for example, herd immunity, this project has two phases. And a phase is just a part or a move. The first phase, which we'll be working on in Writing Lab 2, involves research and reading on a relevant issue, and it will culminate in your preparation of two documents: a summary report where you sum up what you found out by doing research, and an annotated bibliography where you evaluate various pieces of research. The annotated bibliography will be a group project. We'll be organizing ourselves into research topic groups, and so you will be part of a group that is going to find a number of sources and evaluate those sources, and then every individual member of a group will write their own summary report of that topic. That's phase 1. That will take us through all of Writing Lab 2. In Writing Lab 3, we'll tackle phase 2. Phase 2 is your writing and refining of a critique of sources, where you're going to pick two sources from your research pool and analyze the cases that they make, including their core concepts, right? We want to remember that we're thinking about the concepts that people are using. For example, when people talk about herd immunity, what are the different concepts of immunity, of herd immunity, of virus, etc., the necessary concepts that we need there? And so we'll be evaluating the cases that are made and also the expertise of the authors, right? How do we know that someone is either an expert or an informed person who's not an expert but might still be informed, as opposed to someone who's really uninformed or misinformed about the issues? So we're not going to try to write about every single piece of research that we find, but we're going to use this project both to expose ourselves to a whole bunch of different points of view. We're going to try to evaluate those points of view for expertise and the quality of the argument. And we're also going to focus in on just two of those for the final part. So overall, the project involves researching an issue, and I'm going to offer you some different ways of making sense of the issue. We're going to look at someone named Alvin Goldman, who offers us a 5-point plan for evaluating sources. We're going to look at what's called the TRAP test, or some people call it the CRAP test. And I have a 3-point assessment that we'll be looking at as well. And these are all different examples of evaluating sources. This is a paper in MLA or APA format, and we'll be discussing both of those formats in our classes. I give more detail about phase 1. The main takeaway here is that this is a group project where you'll be finding and evaluating 12 sources. Half of them need to be scholarly. The other half can be non-scholarly sources. If you prefer to have only scholarly sources, that's fine. If you're an individual, imagine trying to evaluate 12 sources. But if you're a member of a group, imagine being part of a group of, let's say, 4 or 5 students who are still only responsible for 12 or possibly more sources. And again, we'll look at the details in class. We will be working with a librarian on this. You'll also be writing the summary report, and this is an individual project of just 2 or 3 pages where you address your main findings. What did you learn? Where were some points of agreement among your sources? Where were some points of disagreement or debate? And what do you see as the key concepts or issues represented in the sources that your group has gathered, right? So this might be as short as a 4 or 5 paragraph essay about the research work that you're doing. In past semesters, students have been very excited about this part of the project because in general they're choosing a topic or they're part of a group that has chosen a topic. In phase 2, again, you'll be evaluating just 2 sources. I'll go through this in class, but I have some different examples here that we can discuss in class that have worked very well. The source critique is a paper of 8 or more pages. I've had students who tell me this is the longest paper they've ever written, other students who have written papers longer than this. And this can be 8 pages in MLA format or 10 pages in APA format, although those are still the same length because of what's expected in those 2 different formats. So what I'd like to know when we get into class, what are your questions about the project and its phases? Do you find any typos or errors in my document because I didn't ask anybody to edit it? And ask me about a bonus opportunity as well. So this project is one that I hope you'll be excited about, and I look forward to talking about it with you in class.